Hello, my friends, Gary Cause, and fellow poets. Welcome back to the shed. Welcome back to the channel. Hello, Genevieve and Danny. Been a little bit quiet on the chat this evening. Hello, Danny and Genevieve. The mods can't handle my dance moves. I was giving them some dance moves to the intro music just now, and let's just say they weren't blown away by the dance moves. Hello everyone, welcome to the stream, welcome back to the channel. If you haven't already, please do hit that like button. I'd really appreciate it. If you're watching playback, that goes to you too. I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that like button. And hello to all our new subscribers. I don't know what we were on this time last week. I think we were around 110, maybe 119, somewhere around there. And we're now at 141. So hello, new subscribers. Welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. We are going to have a Poets in the Shed stream, as you can probably guess by the thumbnail and the title. And we'll probably be live for about an hour because I am pretty knackered. I'm pretty sure that yawn count is going to go up again to... Didn't open my mouth so it doesn't count. The minute I mentioned it, I looked at the word. I'm pretty sure that's going to go up during this stream. If you don't know, if you don't follow me on Instagram, first of all, why don't you follow me on Instagram? Adam Gary Poetry, give me a follow. That'd be great. I post a lot more about my life, I guess, on Instagram as you do. But if you don't know, last night was the Surrey Poet Laureateship end of year showcase gala, and it was an amazing. I guess that will count as one. I'll update the counter in a minute. It was an amazing event. It was fantastic. All the poets that we worked, well, not even all of them, just a select few of the poets we've worked with over the past year, because we've only got so much space, right, in one show, came together and we just celebrated everything we did and everything they did over the last year. And it was a really great event. It was 2 months of stressful planning and lots of planning. It's why I haven't been able to make members videos as much as I would like. Um, but just like that, off to a good start. Just like that, it's behind us now. It's behind us now. Only 3 likes. Hi everyone. Don't forget to press that like button. Thank you so much, class, and hello, welcome to the stream. I'll quickly update the old yawn count for you because I'm not gonna cheat you. Well, I did cheat you because really it's probably like 4 already, but I'll put 2 in just to save face a little bit. Good to see you, class. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, that's kind of been my whole life. The showcase has kind of been my life for the past 2 months, 3 months. We started in August actually. We started. Oh, come on. We started in early August slowly, and then obviously ramped up as we got closer and closer to the event. So, um, yeah. But that's what I've been up to. What have you guys been up to since last week? I have managed to plug my laptop into charge. My goodness, last stream, the laptop died because of low battery towards the end of the stream. Luckily on playback you don't notice too much, but if you was watching live, I think I froze in like a really dodgy face. I was like this or something, maybe. I don't know. Something like that. Let me just pop this light on actually. So yeah, that's kind of what I've been up to. What have you guys been up to? Has anyone written any poems? Do we have a prompt? I haven't even opened up mod. I haven't even opened the stream cards. Let me jump in there real quick. Oh, wrong one. I'm sure I would have put a prompt in for something or other. Or other. I've got 7% left of my workspace storage. That's good. Sounds about right. Okay, I'm in these stream cards. What was our prompt? Do we have a prompt? Road trip with aliens. Oh no, that's an old one. We already did that one. Prompt. I don't see a prompt. Okay, I don't think I handed out a prompt. So, ooh, that's cool, class. I got published in a Toronto art magazine. That is really cool, class. Congratulations. Can we see that anywhere? Is it online anywhere? That counts. Okay. I love your content. Please don't ever stop posting. Thank you so much, Janice, and welcome to the stream. I don't believe we've seen you in a live stream before, so welcome. Good to have you here, and thank you so much for your compliment. Yeah, there's definitely going to be some more content coming now, especially now that the showcase is out of the way. But I've also now got a new computer, so I have got a computer that can actually load editing software again. So please do expect some new videos to start coming out soon. I've been off work with wrist hand pain, then I got a chest infection last Saturday, then got signed off work until the 4th for something else. So this week has been fab, upside down, smiley face. Well, let's send some Gary Gold love in the chat, everyone, for Danny. There you go. Cheer up, Danny. Danny, sounds like a rough week. Hi, everybody. Sorry I've not been on for a while. Have been really busy. We'll be watching in the background. Hello, Delgal6050. And welcome back to the stream. Good to have you here. All right, should I give a prompt now, just for the end of the stream? So I'm going to give a prompt now because it doesn't look like, unless I'm missing it, it doesn't look like I gave a prompt out last week. Probably because the laptop died and then it all went chaotic. I know, Genevieve, I'm still in disbelief. I always thought you only got published because you knew people. No, absolutely not. I mean, I know why you say that. I know why you say that. But congratulations. Congratulations. Your talent shone through. Yes. Okay. So a prompt for this stream, not for next week, just for this stream, will be marking, or markings, like like a marking on something. However you want to take that. Yeah, I'm new here. Thought I'd join. So good to have you, Janice. I really appreciate you being here. I really appreciate you being here, and I'm glad that you're enjoying the channel. I'm glad that you're enjoying the channel. So markings is your prompt for the end of the stream, and I'll come up with another prompt for next week's stream. Look at those hearts coming in. Thank you very much for those hearts. I think I need to. I think that's like 5 now. That's not good. How long have we been live? We've been live for 27 minutes already. That doesn't sound right. My preview says 27 minutes out of an hour. That's not right. We've been live for about 9 minutes. There's a big difference, guys. There's a big difference. By the way, if you haven't hit that like button yet, I see some people dropping in. Please do hit that like button. I'd really, really appreciate it. It does genuinely help the channel, and it's completely free. So please do hit that like button. I have a doctor's appointment for my wrist hand Wednesday, so I'm praying to whatever will listen, that whatever the pain is, it's not going to end my career. No, just about 10 minutes. Yeah, why is 20? I looked at that and thought, did I black out for 10 minutes? My preview is saying we've been live for 27 minutes and 53 seconds. 15 with countdown, right. What time is the next stream? It seems I've missed this one. Oh, we're just getting started. No, we're just getting started. We started about 10 minutes ago. So every stream will be on a Sunday at 7 p.m. UK time. I don't know what time that converts to wherever you are in the world, but they are always on Sundays at 7 p.m. UK time. time stopped, YouTube continued. Yeah. I just thought I'd finally completely lost the plot. Like finally just completely broke. Yeah, broke. 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you very much, class. What's everyone doing with their Sundays? How come I am not able to comment? And how come I am no longer a subscriber? What? Who unsubscribed me? Did you unsubscribe me, Gary? Absolutely not, Pumpkin. Hello, Pumpkin. I do know that you've been here before, so welcome back to the channel and the stream. As for how come I am not able to comment, do you mean on videos? Or did you mean the chat box wasn't working for a second? Because I've got your thing in chat now. How come I can no longer comment? Are you not allowed to comment under videos? I think for a little while I did turn comments off videos for a little while earlier on in the year. So maybe they were old videos that you were watching and the comments are turned off on those. Recently, I've been dealing with this overwhelming feeling of not being good enough in my poetry. Any tips? Well, first of all, Janice, you are not alone in that feeling. That is a very natural feeling for many people, especially creatives and especially poets. I feel that all the time. I know a lot of poets feel that all the time. So that's just a. It's just a. I was gonna say it's just a part of the process. I don't like saying that because it shouldn't be part of the process. But it's just I don't want you to feel like it's just you that feels that. All of us feel that at some point or other. The best thing to do is if you can get to yourself to a point where you're able to say, "Oh, I don't feel good enough," and then somehow, if you can, find it in yourself to say, "Oh, shut up, Adam, you're just talking a load of nonsense." That's what I do to myself. "Shut up, Adam, you're talking a load of nonsense." Um, That's not to say that, don't kind of try and rework your stuff and edit your stuff and try and make it better because it's always a good practice. But there's a famous saying, I thought it was from Dr. John Cooper Clarke, but then I read it somewhere and I think he might have borrowed it from where I read it, but I can't remember where I read it, if that makes any sense. Anyway, the saying is, a poem is never finished, merely abandoned. So, um, reworking and editing your poems is a good practice to have, but also be careful you don't over edit and stuff like that. um Also, a good thing to do is find a community like you have right here, and we will give you support, I'm sure. But just know that that's a very common feeling, unfortunately, amongst everyone. Everyone feels that way, one way or another. And I guess that's a comforting thing as well. That's why I keep saying it, because I think that's a tip. That's a comforting notion to know that everyone feels that at some point in their life, sometimes more than sometimes more than others, sometimes for a longer period of time. But yeah, we all go through it, and I'm sure you're amazing. I think YouTube is glitching. I mean, on your page, it seems to be okay now. Thank you for replying. Absolutely. I'm not sure what's going on there, but it seems like it's fixed itself, so that's good. Keeps you going forward. Your next greatest challenge is your next poem. I like that. I like that a lot. Thank you so much. That really helped. I'm glad. Sometimes when people like ask for tips and stuff, I tend to ramble and ramble and ramble, and at the end of the rambling, I'm like, I don't know if I answered that question. I don't know if I just gave a good bit of advice or not, but I'm glad. So I'm glad that it did help, and I'm glad that what I said kind of made some sort of sense, I guess. Thank you for those hearts coming in, by the way. Let me return the love. Yeah, I think it's always a comforting notion that, and I'm not saying like I'm not trying to discredit how you're feeling at all, Janice. I'm really not. But I think it is comforting to know that it's not it's not a feeling that you alone feel in the world. It's just something we all go through at some point or other in our journey as creatives. You'll soon get used to Adam's rambles. Yeah. I'll just go and go and go. Yes, Adam, you do make great sense. That's why we're all here as a community. Thank you, class. That's very nice of you to say. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. If anyone else has any questions, feel free. As I say, I am straight out of a big event from yesterday, so that's why we're doing a Poets in the Shed stream rather than a conversing, because I just haven't had time to get things together. So I'm kind of going into this stream a little bit blind or a little bit unprepared. So if you have any questions, please do throw them in the chat, because I'd love to answer them. I'd love to answer them because I don't have any news headlines today or anything like that. So please do ask questions. I encourage it. Or just let me know what you've been up to. Let me know what you're working on right now or what you'd like to start working on. I mean, guys, we're in December tomorrow. We're in December tomorrow. Just think about that for a second. That's 2025 almost done already. That is wild. That is wild. So I say that, I bring that up because it's almost time to start thinking about New Year's resolutions. And I know some people in the chat don't do that. If I remember correctly from last year, I know some people don't do resolutions. But if you can and if you want to, let me know what you want to do in 2026. Let me know what your resolutions are, what you hope to accomplish. Um, I know 2026 just around the corner. It's wild to think about that. How is 2025 done already? I feel like I've just found my groove in 2025. I feel like I've just got on track in 2025 and it's about to finish already. Where has the year gone? I have no idea. I have no idea. As I say, I feel like I've only just found my groove for 2025. Don't. Mitch hasn't got the tree down yet, and I'm sad. Oh, when do you guys put up your decorations? That's a good point because there's a lot of houses decorated already, but I I don't really start decorating until we've hit December. If I decorate at all. You guys know Halloween is my Christmas, and this year I didn't even decorate for Halloween. I notice since I've been writing again, I am noticing I am favoring stream of consciousness poems, and they seem surreal and full of metaphors. I do not do true rhyme stuff. Hi, a poet, welcome to the stream. Good to see you. Good to see you. I notice since I have been writing again, I am favoring stream of consciousness poems. Nice. And they seem surreal and full of metaphors. That's great. I do not do true rhymey stuff. That's okay. We all have our own styles, right? We all have our own styles and preferences and what comes natural to us. So, yeah, and things come in waves as well. Sometimes you might write stream of consciousness stuff and not worry about too many different techniques or tools or whatever. And then sometimes another wave might hit and you'll discover a poetry form that you do really like, and then you'll write a load of those, and then you'll go back to just stream of consciousness, and it's just sort of like, yeah, waves, as I say. By the way, if you haven't hit that like button already, there are 9 people watching with 6 likes, so I'd really appreciate it if you could just smash that like button. It takes just a few seconds, but it does really help get the because it's my bad, I haven't been posting. But we need to get the algorithm back on our side. So if you could hit that like button, I'd really appreciate it. 1st of December, putting them up in November is crazy. Ah, so you've got one evening left or tomorrow daytime to get your tree down. What inspires you to write a new poem? My New Year's resolution is to write more poetry often. Yeah, that's actually mine too, to be honest with you, Tony. That's mine too. I haven't been writing nearly enough as I should have. So what inspires me to write a poem? Well, lots of different things. It's hard to pin down really. It's kind of just whatever happens during a day, something might stand out during that day that kind of moves me one way or the other. It might really annoy me, or it might really move me and make me happy and make me want to write about it. Um, or the subconscious is a great thing. The subconscious will suddenly give you a poem. A lot of poets in the past have said how poets come to them. They are merely the vessel. Lots of artists describe themselves as vessels rather than artists. They're vessels because the art comes to them, the idea comes to them, the poem comes to them. And I love that. It's a really romantic way of thinking about it, but I also think scientifically it's probably just your subconscious pushing things to the forefront, right? Um, so yeah, it's that. Sometimes if I get a commission or whatever, then I kind of get information and then I sit at this desk and light the candles, which is my little routine. Does anyone have writing routines? And then I just force myself to write. You just got to sit down and you just got to force it out. You should decorate for Halloween for Christmas. You mean put Halloween decorations up at Christmas time? That would be kind of legendary. That would be kind of legendary. Maybe I will do that. Shall I do that, guys? Shall I put Halloween decorations up for Christmas? I'm sure my neighbors would love that. I'm also more stream of consciousness. Nice, nice. I think it's a very popular way of writing these days. I wrote a pantoum, very nice, and that was the one that got published. Nice, class. Congratulations. By the way, if you wasn't here at the start of the stream, class has been published and is in an art magazine. So congratulations again, class. We're proud of you. Class, I love stream of consciousness and I adore metaphors. I can say what I want to say without anyone really knowing what I am truly saying. There you go. There you go. Mitch has no choice but to get it down before work tomorrow. Yeah, indeed, that is what I mean. All right. I think that would be a pretty cool thing to do. You can tell I'm excited by that thought. Just putting out pumpkins at Christmas. People, I mean, I am a bit weird. I am a weirdo. I am a local weirdo. But that would just kind of solidify it, wouldn't it? No, no, no questions remaining after that. Have you heard about the idea that poem ideas come to you, and if you don't use them, they'll go away to the next person who will use them? I haven't heard that one. No, I haven't heard that one. I do know that like ancient Greeks used to believe in the notion of the genius, and not in the terms of like genius as we think about it today, like genius, super smart, genius, but they used to believe that creativity was actually some sort of, I don't know how you want to describe it, like a shadow, an invisible creature. Your creativity wasn't from you, it was an invisible creature. And they would be presenting you the ideas. And again, that notion of being the vessel, right? And so writer's block or creator's block they wouldn't get so hung up on it. They wouldn't like attack themselves about it because they would just say that their genius had gone away for a little while, had gone away on holiday. Not literally on holiday. That's me. That's Adam saying that. But they had gone away. So they can't work, they can't write, they can't do anything creative because their genius isn't with them to give them the idea. Their genius has gone away somewhere. Which I read about that years and years and years ago, and it's always stayed with me because I find it a fascinating a fascinating idea, and it's really good for writer's block. That's how they used to deal with writer's block. So if you're ever feeling blocked, don't get mad at yourself. It's just because your genius has gone on holiday. How do you? Oh, it's jumped. I've lost it. Where'd it go? I saw it and it's gone. How do you rate a good pantoum? The form sounds so impossible to do. Well, to me, you know what I find, and forgive me if I'm wrong. Forgive me if I'm wrong. But what I find a lot of the time in the workshops that I do, and even with myself, like I do it too. I do it too. I'm just as much a human as and a poet and stuff as everyone else. So I do it too. I'm good at giving advice. I'm not good at taking my own. Uh, I find that a lot of people kind of the hardest part is getting out of our own way. The hardest part is getting out of our own way. We like look at forms or we hear forms and we think, oh my goodness, that's impossible. I can't do that. And then and then we're already blocked just from saying that and thinking that we're already blocked because we're sort of we're resisting it. So I would say it is possible, and I know that you can do it. It just takes a little bit of a few deep breaths and a few maybe just going over and getting our head around the form. But the best way is to just keep trying. Just do it and do it and do it and do it. Practice makes perfect. I know that's like something we're always taught as kids. Practice makes perfect. But it's true. It is true. Just keep trying and say to yourself, it is possible. I just need to take some time to understand it, but it is possible. I think just subconsciously saying that it's impossible, we're already resisting and restricting ourselves. And I don't mean to say, I hope it doesn't come across that I'm saying that's what you're doing, poet. No, I see it so many times. And as I say, I do it all the time too. It's just going, nope, it is possible. I can do it. It's just going to take some practice. Pumpkin lover. I noticed with stream of consciousness, it teaches me so much I never knew yet knew. I like that. Yeah, gotta put beards and St. Nick hats on them. Oh, you've got to put beards and St. Nick's hat on them. On the pumpkins, Xmas pumpkins. I'm kind of really like, I think I'm gonna do it. I'm so tempted. This sounds so fun. Halloween decorations at Christmas. Yes, class. Oh, nice. You're a legend. Thank you so much for the super chat. I'm way up there. Let me just scroll down to see who it was. Thank you so much, Daryl, for the super chat. I really appreciate it every week. You send in a super chat, so thank you so much. It's much appreciated. Yes, class, I agree with you. I learn so much about myself when I write in stream of consciousness style. It's almost a way for me to learn more about myself. Absolutely. And isn't that a big part of writing poetry is self-discovery? At least I think so. Tell me if I'm wrong, I think so. I love that. A poet, I have the form down, and I usually write 1, 2 great lines and go from there. Once you get the rhythm and knowing of how the sequence form works, it's actually easy. Yes. You know something that seems impossible? A sonnet. Like what? I have tried but failed miserably. Which sonnet have you attempted, Janice? I heard advice a while back that I like, which is that you should write what only you can. You should write what only you can. When I write, the ideas are ones that no one else would have. I don't think someone else is getting my unused ideas. Yeah, let me think about that for a second. I heard advice a while back that I like, which is that you should write what only you can. I don't know. I feel like there needs to be knowing a poet the way I know someone as much as I can through streams. I think there's emphasis on the you, right? Which is that you should write what only you can. As in, only you can write a poem the way you write poems. No one has ever written a poem like you will write a poem. In which case, I absolutely agree. Yeah, only you can write the poem that you want to write. However, if there is an emphasis on the you and it's saying you should only write what you can write, then I think I would maybe disagree a little bit. Just because if we don't push ourselves out of comfort zones and we don't push ourselves to learn new things, I think we'd miss out in the long term. So uh, I would say I would say that it's a good idea to learn new techniques and dip toes into uncharted waters, if you like. But obviously, if it's what I always say in my workshops, if I ever set an exercise and it's just not doing it for you, it's not resonating, it's not computing, I would rather you push that to the side and not do it and do something you would do and spend the 2 hour workshop productively than sitting there and fighting and fighting and fighting with the form, and then you end up fighting with yourself, and then it's not a great experience for you. That's not what I'm here to do. Um, so yeah, that's another ramblings for you. Hi, what? Hi, Adam. Hi, Adam. Great night last night. Thank you, Dazzle. Thank you. Yes, you are a legend. I've done sonnets a few times before, and I have one that I think is really good. It definitely takes effort, and you have to prevent the form from taking over. Yes. Before I forget, just a polite reminder that we got about 20 minutes left of the stream, maybe, give or take. No, definitely. We've got about 20 minutes of the stream until I'm going to start asking for poems. And if you're just joining us, the prompt for this very stream is markings, like markings on the wall, markings on a dog, whatever markings means to you, whatever that inspires in you. So about 10 minutes to the hour, I will ask for those poems, and then I'll give a new prompt for next week. Crops to you. I can't understand the iambic pentameter yet. Meter is difficult. Meter is difficult. I spend hours and hours and days trying to write in a specific meter. And I'll think I've got that meter down. I think I've written in that meter perfectly, and I'll put it in the drawer and come back to it about 3 weeks later and read it, and the meter's all over the place. And so you've got to be very careful when writing in meter that you don't accidentally convince yourself that you've written in meter, because sometimes we can do that. Sometimes we can give stresses on words and on syllables because we're trying to make it fit, because we're determined, we're consciously writing in a form. And then, as I say, when you put it in the drawer and leave it alone for 3 weeks and come back to it, when you naturally read it, you go, that's not iambic. So, yeah, meter's difficult. Meter's difficult to nail down for sure. But you can do it. Again, it just takes time and patience and trial and error. And that's life. That's life. Yes, a poet. I kind of tweaked the pantoum to my liking, but it's still 90% the form. Nice. Yeah, and rules are there to be broken. That's what I always tell people. What I have to say is if you're going to break a rule, the general accepted consensus is if you're going to break a rule, it has to be for a purpose. It has to be for a purpose. It has to mean something. But I'm not really much of a rule keeper, for want of a better phrase that I can't think of right now. So yeah, if you're telling me I like this line as you know 6 iambs rather than 5, then go for it. I won't judge you, but unfortunately there are people that will judge that. So do keep in mind, if you are going to break a rule, the general consensus is you've got to break a rule for a very good reason. But not if you're asking Adam Gary to read it. I don't mind. I'd rather you just express yourself the way you want to express yourself. What I mean is that I use ideas that nobody else would come up with. Yeah, that's what I think. That's what I thought you were saying, such as one muse that I have mixed feelings about, eclipsing all my muses in poetry. Most people wouldn't think of that idea. Nice, yeah. As I say, sort of having had discussions with you for quite a while now, poet, because you're one of our regulars. I didn't think that's what you were saying, but I just had to be sure. Give Adam a follow on Instagram. Thank you, Danny. Adam Gary Poetry on Instagram. Come and say hello. That was funny. Yes, Dazzle. I made the mistake of teaching myself meter as my first device instead of imagery, metaphor, or the other core stuff, but it means I have good metrical instincts. Nice, nice, nice. I don't know if is that a mistake? I ask a poet, why do you say that that was a mistake? Just because it's difficult, or I don't know. We're all on our own journeys, right? Pumpkin Lover says, I just focus on rhythm and flow and not so much meter, I guess. I just do not like constraints when I write. And that's absolutely valid. Absolutely valid. I am a rebel. I am a poet. I like that class. Same. I don't use meter anymore outside form poems, but my poems do have metrically influenced rhythms. I love that. I love that. 1 second, guys. I'm just going to do a little bit typey. Yeah, if you have any other questions, guys, I do my best to answer it. As I say, I've gone into this stream a little bit in the dark, so but the chat is doing great tonight, so you guys are killing it in the chat. So keep going, yeah. But if you have any other questions, feel free to ask them. I love rhythm and flow. Yeah, I guess, it's subjective. I was gonna say, I guess rhythm and flow is what would you I'm gonna pose it to you. I said you guys ask me questions, but I'm gonna ask you guys a question. What would you say? And I am totally aware. I'm just curious about the responses that will come back. This is completely subjective, I reckon. It's completely subjective. But what would you say is the most important element of writing poetry, guys? I'm curious to see what comes back. Because meter isn't that important to poetry. Right, got you. What makes poetry good is the diction, imagery, metaphor, sound devices, etc., not rhyme or meter. My early poetry was terrible, but I got better. The whole point of my collection Early Hours is literally that, I was looking back at all my old work, was like, dying of cringe, like, oh no, no, no. Um but obviously doing what I do, and I receive so many messages about people, so many messages from people, um, kind of really attacking themselves. And actually, Janice said it today, and I hope Janice doesn't mind me kind of putting a spotlight back on it again. But a lot of people feel that insecurity about their work and stuff, and so I wanted to do something that kind of carried the message of it's okay to have started from somewhere and progress, even if you look back at your old work and you don't like it so much. And Janice, I'm sure your poetry is amazing. I haven't read any of your poem, but I'm just talking in general terms here. um so yeah, I cringed so much when reading my older stuff. Imagery and intent. Pumpkin Lover says imagery and intent. Intent, I like that. Yeah, intent's a good one. Imagery and intent. Intent is a really good one, actually. That one I don't think comes up often enough, but intent is a very big one. I like creating deep metaphorical imagery, almost like stepping into a painting. Oh, I love that. Yeah, absolutely. I like creating deep metaphorical imagery, almost like stepping into a painting. I always love seeing like there there are a lot of VR things going around now, especially of like, have you guys seen them where you can step into the VR stepped into a Van Gogh painting and it becomes like a 3D world and you walk around the streets? Is it Starry Night? Um, I think that's really cool. I love the idea of stepping into a 2D image, and you're then immersed in a 4D, I guess. Is it 4D? No, 4. I guess it wouldn't be 4D. 3D virtual reality thing. I don't know. There's something about that that fascinates me. Yes, class. Same here. I like impressionistic style. what I call them. Yes, pumpkin lover. Exactly. Impressionistic. By the way, we got 10 minutes left for your poetry challenge. Again, the prompt is markings. Markings for today. And then I'll give you another prompt at the end of the stream for next week's stream, which will hopefully everything. Oh, actually, next week's stream is a write along, guys. I must remember next week's stream is a write along, is December's write along. If you don't know what a write along is, if you're wondering what that even means, once a month we get together and we write poetry together, live on stream, live on YouTube. We do it line by line. We gather prompts. We get multiple prompts for one poem, as random as anything. They're just a bit of fun. There's no pressure. We write really silly poems a lot of the time. And I'm just trying to think of what the last write along poem was. It was something about a road trip with aliens. That's it, road trip with aliens. That was last month. So they're just really relaxed, cool vibes, hanging out. We get prompts together. I put a title together, and then we go line by line to write a poem. By the way, do you save the poems from Write Along? I don't save them in a file. I just watch the playback from them. I love Write Along. They're good fun. They are good fun. Yeah, I like them. They're good fun. Again, there's no like expectation of writing a masterpiece. We're just writing random stuff. We're just writing random stuff. In fact, let me see if I have the write along. I don't think I would have where is it? Where is it? Sorry guys, one second. I'm just looking for the write along file. Well, that's interesting. Where's it gone? Right along. What? Why is it all the way down the bottom there? It shouldn't be. Yeah, okay. The waiter with the mustache. Wait, this is dated the 7th of the 1st, 24? What? I don't know. Was going to read the alien poem, but I'll read it. Uh, Sorry, just getting some emails coming in, distracting me. Pumpkin, lover, impressionistic, surrealist. Well, I don't know where our write-along file has gone. I don't know why I've got one here dated in the 7th of January, 2024. Oh, but now I can't settle until I find it. Right. Oh, it's right there. It's right there. Right along the 9th of November 25. Road trip with aliens. They called us sculptures of terrestrial goo. We thought that meant our skulls were new. And in our randomness, we broke into a sprint. The aliens chased us into a chicken crypt, where, there perched, as though laying an egg, Mr. Shakespeare. We all stand flabbergasted at the sight, with the same question being asked: what is going on here? The bard's skull spoke with an astral voice. Why, it asked, are we so gooey on our trip of choice? Why, it queried, have we come to this place? When the infinite probability drive could take us anywhere in space, The skull rolled to our feet, presenting a set of car keys. There you go. And that's right along. Adam, you could totally make a tree out of pumpkins. I saw something like that online. You could put it in the search engine and check them out. Okay, a pumpkin Christmas tree. You seem to remind me of myself. Yes, for example, I look at an impressionistic painting and I get much inspiration. Nice, pumpkin lover. I'm a trained painter and sculptor. Nice. All right. Should we do the poetry challenge? Should we get this poetry challenge rolling? Just make sure you are wearing your Jack Skellington onesie. Really just cement your reputation. Yeah. Maybe I should just like walk around with Harry in a Jack Skellington onesie and a Christmas and a Santa Claus beard. Yeah. Yeah. I'm really growing up to be that guy, right? That person in the neighborhood that walks around in a Jack Skellington onesie, a Father Christmas beard, Halloween decorations for Christmas. Could you imagine? Could you imagine? I like how Genevieve says, really just cement your reputation, as if I've already got the reputation of the neighborhood crazy. Dress dress him as Zero. There you go. Class, if you wish, come visit my page here and poke around. I write poems and talk about music I like. I am I don't know what happened there. I don't know what YouTube is doing because I'm guessing Pumpkin Lover, the reason I say it is, what does my name come up as in the chat? At Adam Gary Poetry. So to me, Pumpkin Lover in the chat has got -06TBPU. So I don't think, and correct me if I'm wrong, I don't think that's a channel name. So maybe the channel is just Pumpkin Lover. You might want to put that in the chat, Pumpkin, just so people can find it. I don't know why YouTube started putting random handles rather than channel names. No Mark tonight. I hope Mark's okay. Right, let's have a look at these poetry challenge uh, poems. So, at the start of the stream, the prompt was markings. Markings. So, if you have a poem about markings, please do share it in the chat box right now. Or if you can, write it before, shall we say 55, 1955, or 55 minutes past the hour, wherever you are in the world. And then we'll have a look and see what we've got. Mm-mm, 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 mm-mm. And then I'm going to think of a prompt for next week. What can next week's prompt be before the ride along? Or do we want, yeah, we'll do it before we start the ride along. We'll get the poems before the write along. So I will be asking for your poems before we get started. So make sure, if you want to take part, make sure you bring them with you straight away. Hmm. There are only so many prompts I can come up with in the shed before we start recycling them. Pumpkin Lover. I can find you as Pumpkin Lover on YouTube. Handles are all unique, but channel names aren't. Originally, YouTube would put handles as our stream names. Then it switched to channel names. It switched back to handles recently. Right, got you. Thank you, a poet. Poem. There once was a man who liked sparking fires lit bright in the dark ink. What? What? There once was a man who liked sparking fires lit bright in the dark ink. Darking? They burned so hot, but one day he got caught. So on the walls, the days he is marking. Nice. I got confused by the parentheses. Thank you, Genevieve, for the first poem with markings. I like that. There once was a man who liked sparking fires lit bright in the dark-ing. They burned so hot, but one day he got caught. So on the wall, the days he is marking. Oopsies. Naughty, naughty. All right, so the prompt for next week, whilst some other people are probably writing their poems, 4 minutes left before I ask for all poems in the chat. The clasp will be the prompt for next week, and again we'll start the stream with the poetry challenge because then we go into write along. Dark doesn't rhyme with marking. Also, your accent ruins my rhyme. Oh no, I'm sorry. What rhyme is that? Hot and caught. Does caught rhyme with hot? Unless I'm confused. I'm doing a really bad American accent in my head if you want to know what's going on. I'm not going to say it on stream, I'll offend people. I'm terrible at accents. Dark doesn't rhyme. Adam, have you ever thought of creating a Discord group? You know, my friend Bruno actually had set up a Discord group for the Poetry Cove. I'll be honest with you, I don't know anything about Discord, but I know people use Discord for their communities. Is that something people would like to see? I can do a poll. Let me know. And if you're watching playback and you'd like to see a Discord, I've forgotten everything. There, it's down here. Let me know in the comments if you're watching playback if you'd like a Discord. I know it's something people use. I just don't know I don't know anything about Discord. But Bruno is very up on it. So there you go. Come on, Adam Gary. There are an infinite amount of words and phrases in English. There are always possible prompts. Just think up words. Yeah, no, I know. I know. Yep. Hot caught for me. Cot. Hort. Hot cot. Really? Cot, 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 cot. Hot, hot. I will. Genevieve, I don't know why I'm questioning you. You are American. I will absolutely take your word for it. How dare I question you? I just can't hear it in my head. I think even in some American accents, that merger doesn't exist. I would like it. That way we could talk to each other, share poems, and discuss more. Yeah, hot cot. Adam, has the cot caught what? Adam, has the cot caught split? There are certain vowels some English speakers use that others don't. For me, cot and cots sound the same, merger, but Mary and Mary don't split. That's my accent. You guys are far more intelligent than me. I'll hold my hands up, guys. That just went completely over my head. Adam, has the cot caught? Adam has the cot caught split? There are certain vowels some English speakers use that others don't. For me, cot and cot sound the same, merger, but Mary and Mary don't split. That's my accent. A mark on my heart has helped me make a start to write my words on paper, now not later, even though I need to learn poetry art. Thank you so much, Tony. Excellent work. Yes, New Yorkers have the court split too. Oh, yeah. The Mary, Mary, Mary. Yeah. Mary, Mary, Mary. There are some vowel sounds, mergers, splits, different accents use them differently. Maybe I'm just getting more and more sort of spaced out. I'm not gonna lie to you. My poem is 3-2. My poem is 3-2 even. My poem is 3-2. Long to long even shortened. I think my brain is shutting down, guys. My poem is too long, even when it's shortened. Hi, Tony. Nice poem. Yeah, nice poem. Uh, Tony, what's happening? We're having a poll. Okay, 4 votes, 100% on yes. Okay, I'll talk to Bruno and see if he will help me set one up. Because he set one up for the Poetry Cove as well, so he's very hot on all of that. All right, in that case, oh no, we broke Adam. Yeah, I feel like every stream, there's a point in every stream where Adam just breaks. Adam's just like no longer computing. Just split it in half and put it in 2 chats. Yeah, absolutely. Because we're gonna go in a minute, Danny. So just as a poet says, split it in half and and put it in 2 chats. I assume that is 3 characters too long. Oh, right, yeah. Get some oxygen. That was mean. That was mean. I know what you did there, class. That was mean. I was on a roll because now it's going to start a chain reaction because now I'm seeing the word yawn and I'm talking and I'm saying yawn and I'm updating the yawn counter. It's going to be a chain reaction. Chain reaction. It's very rushed. Maybe you can fine tune it for next week. That can be some Adam Gary Poetry YouTube channel homework. Have I ever set homework? I guess I do set homework actually, don't I? Because I give you guys a poetry challenge prompt for the next week. So I guess I kind of do set my subscribers homework. What? I didn't even know that was a. I didn't even realize that had become a thing. All right, I'm gonna leave it there, guys. I'm gonna go and crawl into bed and watch some Stranger Things. I'm catching up on all of the Stranger Things so I can watch the new series. I'm on series 4 now, and it's getting harder and harder. So far, I've successfully dodged spoilers online, but the longer I leave it, the harder and harder it's going to get because people are just going to assume people have seen it by now. So I need to get to season 5 ASAP. Okay, what's the word prompt for next week? It's going to be latch. Latch. I think it was latch or hasp. Clasp. That's it. Clasp. Thank you. Clasp. Just because I got my typewriter case here. I'm looking at this stuff. I'm looking at the clasps on the front. Good night, Adam. Fun, everyone. Yes, yes, to Discord. Cool. Great stuff, everyone. Thank you so much. I'll see you again next week. For those who asked, streams are every Sunday at 7 p.m. my time. next week we have our ride along. And who knows? No promises, because I kind of need to reset my brain again. But who knows? Maybe there'll be a video later in the week. We'll see. No promises, but there'll certainly start being content again now that I have a new computer and it can handle editing software. So thank you so much, everyone. Before I go, a big thank you to our moderators, as always, for all the work they do behind the scenes and providing links, and they're always hot on that. So big love to our moderators. Thank you so much, Genevieve and Danny. I really appreciate it. And thank you guys for watching. The chat was on fire tonight. I really enjoyed the chat tonight. So thank you so much for being so involved and keeping the keeping the chat going. It's appreciated. So I hope you enjoyed tonight or this afternoon, wherever you are in the world. And I'll see you next week.